Yeah, so we are going to discuss today. I hope everyone can listen to me, right?
We hear you fine, Deepak.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so we are going to start with introducing the team, and then then discuss about what we have achieved so far in by quarter 1 and quarter 2, and then we are going to discuss what's ahead, and then further talk about the architecture about the Flash decentralized model, and then upcoming features and what are our strategies, and new blockchains of Flash. I mean, new Flash blockchains and other stuff. So I think let's start with the team introduction. So let me introduce myself. So hello everyone, I'm Deepak, and I'm the tech lead for Flash, and uh, I take care of. I come from the background of cloud and DevOps, and I started to work on with Chris when with some security projects, and then I was involved in SafeCast, which was previous to Flash, and then since last year I've been involved in Flashcoin and taking care of ecosystem, Flash ecosystem. Yeah, and I have around I'm from computer science background, and I have around 10 years of experience related to all the IT stuff. Yeah, that's all from my side. I probably hand over to Entrung, and Entrung, you can on your video and introduce yourself, and so forth. Other guys can take over.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you, Entrung.
Hello everyone, nice to meet you all. I'm An Chung. I'm from Vietnam. Yeah, I graduated of the Saint Petersburg State University and have a Master of Science degree in Information Technology. I've worked for Flash from 2014, and I like blockchain technology very much. From 2013, when I met Chris, and I decided to work for Flash Flashcoin project. Now I'm working as a researcher in blockchain technology and improvement performance of blockchain system. That's all about me.
Thanks, Entrung. Akash, you can turn on it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Akash Kumar. I did my bachelor's in computer engineering from Drexel University in Philadelphia, US. I have over 11 years of professional software development and management experience at Fortune 500 companies like Pfizer. In the Flash team, I look after blockchain research and development. Let Atai introduce himself now.
Yeah, Entrung, you can turn off your video so that everyone can see Atai. Yeah.
Yes. Hi everyone. My name is Tai. I'm from Vietnam. Yes, and I live in Saigon now. I has graduated PhD of computer network from St. Petersburg State University of Information Technologies, Mechanics and Optics. Is now called ISMO University in Russia, and has been in iOS software developed in telecommunications just system in Zabadi and about information security. I joined Flashcoin very late. It's from beginning of 2018 and working on blockchain research now. Thank you. That's all from me.
Yeah, hi all. This is Deepak Balu. It's another Deepak, so you could call me Deepak Balu. Yes, so introduce about myself. Basically, I'm graduate. I did my bachelor's in technology in computer science and engineering, and I started my career with an American bank, a Bank of New York Mellon, as a software engineer, and I worked there for 3 years. And then on, I moved with a Nordic bank as an IT professional. I worked there for 8 years, and there I moved on to different various roles from architect to project management. And now I was very interested to be part of the Flash team, and it's been a month I moved with this team. I'm very excited to be part of this team and looking forward to contribute as much I could in terms of IT and all other aspects. Yes, nice to meet you guys. I would like to hand over to Ashwini.
Thank you, Deepak Balu. I am Ashwini. I am from India and I did my engineering from Triparate Allahabad. Professional experience, I have overall 10 years of experience, software development in several multinational companies like Oracle, 24/7 and CA Technologies. Technology-wise, I work on several different technologies and mainly related to Java and related technologies and Hadoop and Hive as well. I am with the Flash team from past 8 months, and I'm mainly working for the development of Flash web wallet and key server component. So pretty much excited to be a part of Flash team. Thank you. That's all pretty much about myself.
Hello everyone, I'm Maulik. I have completed my BTech in computer science and engineering in 2009, and since 9 years I am in web and mobile development, working on many enterprise projects, and since last 10 months or more I'm contributing for Flash and mainly working on Flash web wallet and the backend of the web wallet key server and paper wallet website and almost all kind of Flash web development I and Ashwini both manage. I'm also leading mobile app development. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, I will hand over to Chintan. Yeah, thanks.
Hello everyone, this is Chintan. I am having BTech degree in software engineering from India, having 7 years of experience in web as well as mobile development. I am contributing for Place since last 3-4 months and currently working on Place mobile apps for both Android and iOS. That's
Okay, I'm Maulik again. Actually, due to uncertain conditions, Divyesh, the other mobile app developer, couldn't join today. But he has 3 years of experience in mobile development, and he is working with Chintan on Android and iOS mobile apps. Yeah. Okay, so that's it for Divyesh. Actually. Yeah.
Hi, Tyson, you there? You can turn
Yep.
on your video and introduce yourself.
We're here, Deepak. So we need to. Is there something you want to show on video? Right now,
Hello,
you're getting some
everyone.
team members.
I am San Chen from Vietnam. I'm a full stack software developer. I have graduated from Hanoi University of Technology with a major in information and communication system. I have been in professional software development for 8 years. I have experience in the communication, system, and information security. I have joined Flashcoin since 2015 and been working on wallet APIs, server development. That's all from my side. Thank you.
We can't hear you, Deepak.
Yeah. Thanks, Tyson. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's our team. There are a few more people who work as a part-time. But they are not available right now. So but this is more or less the core team. You can see on the screen. Yeah. So I'll move to the next slide. So far, what we have achieved, by Q1 and Q2, yeah, it's been a great journey so far. Yeah, we faced some difficulties, some challenges, but so far, and also, I apologize for everyone. We couldn't, deliver some items, what we were supposed to do by Q2. And so things got delayed because unexpected, bugs and all, we faced. So during the upgrade of blockchain and all that stuff. So yeah. So far, we have we improved on the Wave wallet. We started with the Wave wallet, try to make it a better one, and we made it a better, adding more features to it and making it more stable. And then when we went ahead and started to add cryptocurrencies, and so far we added BTC, Ethereum, Dash, and LTC. So we have more plans to add more, in future. So, and then we launched merchant services. And we will definitely adding more to the merchant services, more features to that in future. So going to what's there for the blockchain and other applications. So as we said, like we are planning to, we are in process of moving Flash to a decentralized ecosystem. So we launched a new white paper, and then yeah, we after that, and also we launched Android wallet and iOS wallet in these 2 quarters. So that's the one we have achieved so far. So what's next? So for Q3, yeah, it's going to be exciting. Next week we are going to release an initial version of sharing feature, which Chris probably can demo you after we finish, and then Wave wallet, as we see Wave wallet, it's going to be we are trying to move Wave wallet. It's make it more decentralized step by step. So what we are going to, our next step for this quarter is to let users control their own keys, and so it will be using it will be like a we'll be using the hierarchical deterministic wallet, that feature along with the people users be able to import and export keys. And then we are going to have an exchange integrated in the wallet itself. So and not one, probably we are talking to a couple of exchanges, and there will be more. So we'll have many options, so that they can whichever exchange they want to use, they have multiple options to choose, and uh, do the exchange of the cryptos in that. We'll be adding more cryptocurrencies, as I said before, and soon you will see ERC20 tokens, NEO, and probably a few more privacy coins, and we keep doing that. That process is an ongoing process which we keep doing that. So yeah, and then the hardware wallet support. Yeah, so Trezor, we have already done a lot of work for the Trezor wallet. So things have to be it's up to we are waiting for Trezor to approve it, and also so I think in quarter three you should be able to plug in your Trezor wallet and use it from Wave wallet, and able to do Flash, use Flash from Wave wallet. So yeah, and as I said, we are talking to a lot of regional exchanges, and so Wave wallet will also have, will allow future in future we allow like deposit and withdrawal of fiats. So that would be one of the most interesting things which we will see in quarter three. Of course, it depends upon we have to depend on the exchanges. So yeah, it may take some time, but we want at least one of the exchanges to have this feature. So yeah. Yeah, coming to the Flash blockchain and applications, I want to tell more about the blockchain upgrade of the current ecosystem, maybe at the end of the presentation. Yeah, so the testnet launch is going to be in the quarter three. That's what uh, we are looking forward, and it was supposed to be done in quarter two, but things got delayed. We had issues when we upgraded the blockchain. We encountered some serious bug, and then we have to, we we have to be very. We took a lot of precautions so that for the blockchain upgrade. So our main focus was to get done before we do the test launch. So our testnet launch. So yeah. So now yeah. So this quarter. The next quarter, quarter three, we are definitely going to see the testnet of decentralized Flash. Coming to the mobile updates for the quarter three, one of the most exciting feature would be the human STM, and we would be launching that feature on the mobiles before we move to the Wave wallet. Yeah, so this is probably, I think it should be there somewhere around August, the first version of human tailor machine. Yeah, so that's the roadmap for the quarter three. I'll move to quarter four. Now the quarter four is again, as I said, like we want to move the Wave wallet to step by step to a decentralized model. So there will be a total new user experience for the, we will be launching Wave 2.0 in quarter four, and maybe and also more features for more features to it. We'll also have human HTM launched in the Wave wallet, so people would be able to even do use it from their from Wave wallet. And then the another most exciting feature is the Flash swap bots. Now, what's what swap bots is? It's like using SafeShift, peer-to-peer SafeShift, or you can become your own SafeShift. So I give you an example how it works. So let's say I want to, I want to be my own exchange, and I want to sell my Flash to anyone. And so what I have to do, and I want to exchange with BTC. So what I have to do is I have to give an address, my Flash address, swap addresses, and BTC swap addresses, and people to just publish it somewhere, anywhere on the online, and anyone who wants to basically buy Flash from me, I just need to send the BTC to that address, and it's automatically taken care of, and I obviously I will have some option of like how much commission I have to take out of it, put a limit to it, and there would be a limit to that doing that, but it's like a you want to buy Flash from me, just send your BTC and it's taken automatically, and I don't have to watch it over, it's all taken care by itself. So this is one of the most powerful feature which we are looking forward for Q4. And another important, I'm moving to the Flash blockchain.
So Deepak, question for you here. So we got a couple questions that came in before you move to the blockchain. The first question was from Sam. This is on the live stream. Does having the app on the Apple phone mean that we can use Flash to buy iOS apps? And we're not integrated into the Apple iTunes store yet as a form of payment, right? So we can't do that. Not yet. But people who have Apple devices can use Flash through the normal channels. That's right. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me repeat? The question was, does having the app on the Apple phone mean that we can use Flash to buy iOS apps? Those are bought through the Apple store, right? iStore.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, in order to pay on that, you'd have to have integration of Flash with Apple, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't have that. But the developer could say, send me Flash to this address, and you could pay from your iOS Flash wallet, and then they could accept the payment that way, and it would go direct, correct?
Yeah. That's what is. That's doable, yeah.
That actually would save the developer the commission from Apple, although we would, of course, enjoy being in Apple and having support for them. The next question is from Anders Buddha. When can we expect to get control of our private keys for web and mobile wallet? And I think you just answered that question, but let's just be clear about what exactly, when and how it's going to happen.
Yes, that's going to happen in Q3, and I can't tell the exact date. It depends, but it's definitely Q3. So you will have, we will be. I'm sorry, I'm hearing a lot of disturbance. Can you hear me? I'm not sure.
Yes, we hear you fine, Deepak.
Okay, so where I was, all right. Yeah, so the way we are going to implement is, we are basically going to use the SD protocol, radical deterministic protocol, and that will be given to the user, and also at the same time, users will be able to, after able to export an import key. So but we go step by step, to achieve that. So maybe we initial version will have SD wallet, and then probably we give it go to providing the private keys for it for each cryptocurrency we support in the web wallet.
Right. So the idea is that everyone can, if they desire, store their own private keys. Now the keys are also regenerated from the user's password and account name and everything else. So it's also, there's another way to do it so that no one stores the keys and it's just regenerated. But if you forget the password, you're out of luck. And that is, as you know, is a big problem for a lot of people. So that's what this solves. What you're talking about here is a way for people to use BIP39 and BIP42 to recover passwords and to that's basically the word list. That when you generate a new like a hardware wallet, you get a word list of 12 or 24 words, and you have to do them in the right order. They have to be spelled correctly, and then it unlocks everything, regenerates the whole series of keys. And that's what we're going to have. So it's pretty much industry standard for the high-end products. And I think when you combine that with the Trezor, I think it's going to be a really good solution for all of our users. Go ahead, continue, Deepak. Thanks.
All right. So may I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. So Q4 regarding the Flash blockchain, our main focus is to have the mainnet launch, as soon as possible. So, so and that's basically our main focus for from the blockchain perspective, And once that is done, then we are going further ahead and adding more features to the Flash ecosystem from the blockchain aspects. So yeah, so that's for Q4. There are, there are more things ahead. So we are from the Wave Wallet perspective, what's ahead is we would be launching as I said, for the Wave Wallet, we want to move everything. I mean, basically, we want everything to be decentralized. So our entire system should be decentralized. So we look forward to decentralize Wave Wallet as much as possible. We'll also launch a desktop wallet for Mac, Windows, Ubuntu, and so it's more kind of a decentralized model of Wave Wallet.
So Deepak,
yeah,
let's talk. Deepak, let's talk for a second about what it means to be decentralized wallet. What it means, in my understanding, is that the person holds their own keys. They generate their own keys. They hold their own keys.
Yeah.
So from a security point of view, that is an excellent model because you don't have millions of keys stored in one place where they present a juicy target for someone to break in. The downside is that the user is now responsible for keeping track of their things, and quite frankly, some users are not capable of doing that. I'm not saying anything bad about them. That's just not what they like to do, or they want to do, or they can do. And so, our philosophy with Flash is to give people a choice. You can either store everything yourself and be responsible, or we're going to have exchange partners, and those are people who are licensed, who will have the fiat exchange and whatnot. They also, because of their license, they are custodians and they can hold keys. So that's the strategy is, and the kind of exchanges we'll talk about here in a few minutes. But, the main strategy here with the exchanges is we're probably going to need one in most every country because that's the local currency. We have to be able to convert into the local currency and go into the local banking system. And that gives you the last mile into someone's bank account. We got another question that just came in. Just ordered a Ledger Nano. Are we getting to that as well? Not yet. They are not as open source as Trezor. So if you want to go to Ledger Nano, their policy is, pay them a lot of money and we'll maybe get to it. So that's why it's been down the list for us. The Trezor is the one that they seem to be the most open. They now have, I think, around 500 coins that they're going to be supporting. And what they did that I think is very smart is they rely on the community to support and do a lot of the support. That's actually very smart. They focus on the hardware, making an open source platform that people like our tech team can go and implement for our coin and also for future coins too. We can talk about that later. Go ahead, Deepak. I think we're done with it.
Yeah, so the desktop version of the wallet is like you'll have almost all the features. I mean, on as a desktop version, right? So this is what we look forward. We'll try to expedite it. Depending upon how we make progress. And as the community decide, we can probably change it and prioritize it. So yeah, so. Again, then there are other items to other features to come. It's like cold storage as a service, and then Flash Flash proprietary USB container for storing called cold storage, and then credit card purchases via FW via Flashwave wallet and remittance. These are all the features which we see look forward. Again, it's like depends upon how we I think these features may be earlier than what we say now, right now. It depends upon how we go, because it all depends upon the partnership third party. Yeah. So again, with the mobile apps, what we look is, again, making it decentralized as much as possible. Uh, and then we also look forward for decentralized chat services, which we would be doing that in the future. One of the important feature which I have not discussed yet is the new Flash blockchains. If you see here, here. So the first point. Now, what's that? Basically, it's what we want users say. As you know, Flash is a settlement platform, and we want to keep it as a settlement platform. Uh, and anyone who wants to have their own coin should be able to generate, Flash-based blockchains just by a click. So you don't have to need a blockchain expert, and make entire team use the tools around it. You just click some buttons. And I will try to make it a one. I mean, what I'm to say is like just few clicks or maybe one click, and you are able to generate your own blockchain, your own coin, and immediately you have the Flashwave wallet, you have the mobile wallet to support it, and you have other applications around it. So I mean, basically you don't have to do anything, just few clicks and you're done. So this is what we are looking, and it's in R&D phase. How we are going to implement it. So it's too early for me to give more details on it. So, but yeah, we would be probably throwing some light in Q3 about it, and yeah. So I think you have any questions?
So Deepak, we got another question about human ATMs. So let's talk about the strategy for how you can use the Flash web wallet and how the human ATMs will work for physical settlement. So in other words, you're going to meet somebody in a coffee shop, virtual settlement, and swap bots, which are automated virtual settlement. So let's talk about that for a second. So the human ATMs, we started working on this and taking a hard look at this back in December or November actually, when I was in India last. And they had just gone through the demonetization in India, where they basically robbed a lot of people of their money. They took the 500 and 1,000 rupiah notes out of circulation and required people to basically get a bank account. And as you know, 1/3 of the people in India don't even have an ID card. So it was very, very difficult for those people who are the poor people, and there's a lot of poor people in India. Middle class is, of course, growing very well, and India is doing well as a country. But a lot of those people got hurt a lot. One of the things that we were told when we were there was the way they got around it was the tuk-tuk drivers drove around and exchanged the new currency for the old. And that we saw as a viable model, given what was happening with the uncertainty with the central banking system in India, is to, how can people legally trade things that's their own private property, and how can we enable them, as with the Flash wallet, to be able to have that kind of very convenient function. So you want to talk about that for a second? Can't hear you now, Deepak. Are you muted?
Can you come again, please? Question for me. I'm having hard time listening.
Yeah, okay. So the question is the human ATMs, what our roadmap is looking for that, and what is the benefit to people with the human ATM? Because we have a lot of people in places like Venezuela, India, a lot of difficult countries, and even developed countries. People want privacy, and so they just want to do things, and they want to pay with paper money for whatever reason. Can you talk about that a little bit, the human ATMs, and then about the swap bot and the virtual wallet?
Yeah, so human ATM is, if you try to understand what exactly human ATM is, it's like, I mean, I hope everyone has used Uber, so it's just like, anyone can, similar to, anyone be a crypto merchant, he can sell crypto to anyone. So the way it would be is like, you open the Flash app and you go to the human ATM feature, and, click on it, you're on the location, and then you can see if you want to buy, you can see who's around your nearest. I mean, how many merchants are there, and you can see all the merchants nearby you, and then you can see the status on them. I mean, who is selling what, and what's the rating for that person, and how much commission he's taking on top of that, and you can select him, contact him via chat, or you can call him. Depends upon the merchant, whatever features. I mean, what he allows to contact you, and then you can select a point where you can go and meet and do a peer-to-peer. I mean, OTC. So that's basically what human STM is there. And anyone can become a merchant. If I want to do, I can just select an option. I want to be a merchant, and provide the options I'm willing to sell. And he can just do that. Using our STM application.
Now the
Yeah.
HTM will be included. That'll be included with all the different wallets.
It's first going to become on the mobile wallets.
Okay, so here's another question. Do you mean we are turning Flash into an infrastructure coin, or this will be a new coin altogether? I think the answer is no, it's not a new coin altogether. It is although the forking, we will enable people to make their own Flash and their own coin. But it's just a matter of the functionality. Do you want to comment about the infrastructure and how Flash is basically infrastructure? It's always been infrastructure. And how much work it is to run a blockchain, and why people would want to use the Flash blockchain instead of running their own blockchain.
Yeah, Kitze, and also I'm sorry, I think they were also asking how the swap bot is going to work. So swap bot, may I go ahead? Is there something else?
Well, it's different. Why don't let's finish up with the swap bot and the virtual exchange, and then we'll get back to this question. Let's do that.
Okay. So swap bot is basically, I mean, again, it's a form of OTC, right? What HTM is, again, HTM is also OTC. So basically, it's a tools which facilitate your OTC. So swap bot is like you just put your address, swap address there, and make it okay. I want to sell this Flash, or let's say Ethereum, and you provide your swap bot addresses, and you don't have to do anything. And the people who want to do, you just send the corresponding thing, send Ethereum and buy Flash, or send Flash by Ethereum. I'm just giving an example. So it's all taken automatically. It's an automated system. So that's like online, and it will be anonymous because you don't know whose address is that, right? So yeah.
Okay, so then, so the question was, are we turning Flash into an infrastructure coin? And my answer to that is, it already is an infrastructure coin. It's basically, we give people utility. We have a blockchain that we run. It's a public blockchain run for the benefit of the community. And so by virtue of that, it is already an infrastructure coin as it stands today. But I think they're talking about is that, are we going to enable people to make their other forks? Let's talk a little bit about the forking and the side chains. What you see for that, the forking and the side chains. Can you hear me?
You're asking me, Chris? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So forking and side chain, again, both have advantage and disadvantage, right? So I mean, right now it's for me hard to say which one we are going to do. Is it a forking or side chain? But definitely, we want things to be around Flash. Better solution. I mean, what's gonna work? Maybe it can be a side chain. It can be a parent-child chain. But we have to see how it's gonna be. Yeah. I mean, it's too early for me to say. We are still doing a work on it and see what's feasible solution for that.
Okay, that's fair enough. I think we just need to do more technical work. So,
Yeah.
What else did you have left in your presentation here?
Yeah, so we have, Yeah, so we have a Flash decentralization model. I think I'll hand over to Akash, who's going to present how the new Flash decentralized model is going to work, and he's going to brief about it. And yeah, so Akash, I mean, I think I need to turn off my sharing, and probably someone there can help. Put Akash sharing Akash screen. Show his Akash screen on there. So hang on.
Yeah, that'll be better.
Yeah, let me do that. All right, I've switched off my. Akash, you can go ahead and share your screen.
Sure thing.
Can you talk closer to the microphone, please?
Yeah, guys, I have shared my screen here. Could you see anything on the screen?
Yes, we do. Thank you. You're coming in loud and clear.
All right.
You there, Akash?
Yeah, I'm here. So is my slide visible to you?
Yes, we can see it. Flash decentralization
great.
governance structure.
Very cool. All right. Hi, everyone. Hi again. So this is Akash. As I mentioned earlier, I work in the blockchain research and development. And one of the things, one of the crucial things that we have been working on is decentralizing Flash. And what I mean by that is on the back end, not on really on the front end. So basically what we are trying to do is maintain the transaction speed and the throughput of the Flash blockchain while allowing other people, the community people, to participate in the entire transactional process, right? So rather than using proof of stake or proof of work to secure the blockchain, we have designed a set of rules which are enforced by the network to control the ordering of block generation rights, which are again granted only to the trusted miners. So this is a delegate model which maintains a high degree of network security, and at the same time it enables a very high transaction throughput. So it still maintains the blockchain features that we have right now, even after we decentralize it. So I'll go through the governance structure as you can see on the slide here. So what we have is three types of users here. And a normal user would be anybody who's a Flash holder. And just like in Bitcoin, there are no on-chain user identifiers. It's just UTXOs controlled by pseudo-anonymous addresses. Then we have got delegates who are basically elected by all the normal users. They are required to maintain a stake of minimum 1 million Flash. And the delegates in turn vote for the miners. And the miners are the top 25 delegates who stake a minimum of 2 million Flash and also express their desire to be a miner, right? And this all of this configuration or their desire of being a miner or a delegate is actually controlled through the Qt wallet itself. To give you a little more idea about the delegates, the delegate votes for the miners are actually weighted based on the amount of Flash they have staked. So for example, the minimum is 1 million Flash, but they could keep maybe 5 million in their Qt wallet. And then it's dependent on the amount of votes they have received from the normal users to become a delegate in the first place. Then the other factor is the seniority, which is how long they have been a delegate or a miner. All right. So that's the overall structure of the types of users we have in the decentralized design. And I'll try to show you a diagram here, which will give you an overview of the entire transactional process, right? And even the voting mechanism. So we have got all users, as in normal user, delegates, and miners. They will all be using their Qt wallets, which is what you see on top of the diagram here. Then out of these all of these users, whoever has 1 million Flash and expresses their desire to be a delegate, they would be put through a voting process. Like the normal users will vote for the delegates, and depending on how much votes they have gotten and how much they have staked, we'll have a list of 151 delegates. Then these delegates in turn will decide who the miners would be, and they will also be able to vote for the ecosystem. And by ecosystem, I mean the blockchain upgrades that we'll be doing in the future, or the transaction fees which we'll be charging. So that is controlled by the delegates, and in turn, the delegates are actually controlled by the regular users, right? So now let's move on to the bottom here. If you see it, the delegates vote for the top 25 miners. And what I mean by that is among the delegates, among the 151 delegates, everyone will vote for themselves or other delegates. And out of all the 151 users, the top 25 users who have secured the most votes, and we have a scoring system in place which accounts for not just the votes, it will account for how much they have staked and their seniority, like how long they have been a delegate in the first place. So then we have got the top 25 delegates who become the miner, right? And they will remain a miner for a period of 30 days. So we call it an election cycle. And that election cycle will allow them to remain in office, quotes, for 30 days. And if somebody wants to stop being a miner and keep their stake, pick their stake out, they can express their desire by voting for the same. But their points will still be staked until the election cycle completes. So the election cycle is a 30-day period. Now, finally, what we have done is all these top 25 miners will have a pre-assigned slot based on the timestamp to mine the blocks, right? So this is different from the proof of stake or proof of work models that you might have seen. And what this allows us to do is it gives us the security. It gives us it gives the network the right to enforce certain rules. So, for example, if a miner creates a bad block, right, then they can be voted out by the delegates after one block itself. And at the end of each day, when all the transactions fees are accumulated, it will be distributed. A portion of that will be distributed to the delegates as well as the miners. And for each block that is created by a miner, it will have the miner ID or the delegate ID in the Coinbase transaction. So that's the entire overview. I hope I did a decent job of explaining how the system is supposed to work. I'll try to, please bear with me, I'll try to keep it a little non-technical so everyone can be on the same page here. I'll go on to the overview of the mining process now, right? So we have seen the entire structure, how it works, how the blockchain is delegated, right? So it allows the users the right to vote for the miners and who becomes a miner and who doesn't, right? So now we move on to the overview of the mining process. Miners are elected by delegates, and only elected delegates can become miners. And then delegates will vote for the miners with their vote rate, which is a factor of how much they have staked, the total number of user votes they have received, and the seniority, which is how long they have been in the office, right? Then, as I mentioned earlier, the top 25 miners, which are actually scored by the vote rate, become the elected miners. And then, as I mentioned earlier, if an elected miner, happens to create a bad block or it happens to be a bad actor, then the delegates can vote they can update their votes, and that particular bad miner could be removed after one block itself. So I'll show this mechanics, the mining mechanics, in a diagram here. And again, you see just the bottom portion of the overview which I showed earlier. And what I would like to highlight here is that the miners slot, the mining slots, in other words, the window would be for a 5-second period, right? So each miner of the 25 or whatever number of miners we get in the beginning, right? It might not be 25, it could be a little less. And the reason we want to stick to a number of 25 is because in a decentralized environment, the more number of miners we have, the actual, it will impact the overall network performance. So we don't want that. So we have decided on a number of 25. So we might not have 25 in the beginning, but with time we'll get to 25 miners. And each of those will get a chance to create a block in their pre-assigned slot. And they will have a 5-second window to create the block. Now, because we have kept the difficulty level for mining a block to very low, it's close to 0, even any modern computer would be able to create the block in just 1 second. So, if there's a concern about like, if it's only a 5-second window, how can we ensure that the block will be created? I hope that answers that. And so every block will have the eligible delegate ID stored in the Coinbase transaction. So each block will be identifiable to the miner who created it, right? Then, so this is the entire mining mechanics. And if anybody has any questions at this point, feel free to, shoot them at me.
Okay, we don't have a question about that, but we got a question about, will there be, this is from Flambeau, will there be a Flash credit card? And I don't think that has anything to do with mining, but the short answer is, if it's possible, yes, we do a Flash credit card. But I think what's more likely is that there will be a partnership with another company to include Flash as one of the crypto coins that would be able to be used for payment. And connecting a credit card to an exchange account is probably the way this is going to go. So what will happen is Flash goes on an exchange. We're a trading pair with fiat currency on the exchange. And then the exchange has a way to issue credit cards or work with a credit card provider, issuer, and then you'll be able to use Flash to pay for things on, through your exchange account. That's probably the way it's going to go. It's a legal model, very simple for us to implement, and it's right along the same roadmap. Okay, so Deepak, what else have we got on our roadmap here? Because people are saying, oh, I want to hear about marketing and I want to hear about all this other stuff. What have we got left on your agenda?
Yeah, Deepak, I'll stop my screen sharing and you can share yours again.
No, Akash, what we can do is you can just go to the next slide, and I can take from there because.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, that's easier for me. I will save some time. Yeah. You can go to slide 12.
Yep.
All right. So, what's the overall strategy we are following? Whether it's related to wallet or exchange or non-exchange strategy. Well, we want people to do. We do more things related to decentralized way of doing things, peer-to-peer. So that's how we see for wallet, facilitating wallets with exchanges, and then people, with the tools like ATM and all other stuff, and many more to come. And yeah, basically, people being able to, not using any centralized authority and use Flash with many other tools and cryptocurrencies, to adopt the cryptocurrency in their day-to-day life. That's what we look forward. An exchange strategy is like, it's what we spoke about, the swap bot, the HTM, these are all we want to develop, around Flash. Yeah. Android and iOS wallet, we would be, it would be following more or less like whatever we develop on the web wallet. is going to be there, um, sooner or later, it will be there, it will come on both the wallets. There may be, I mean, there might be like, some feature we release on the mobile wallet before on the web wallet, depending upon the requirements, and suiting environment, like for example, STM we are doing on mobile wallet we see, because mobile wallet is where STM is going to be more handy and more powerful, uh, so yeah, that's it. So I think I've covered all the things. I spoke about web wallet updates also, and also the new Flash blockchain. Anyone has questions so far, you just can ask.
I think that's it, Deepak. I think we went through about 5 or 6 questions from the audience. So, oh, Patty's got another one. She's writing it up right now.
Yeah, so the announcement we have from outside is, we've completed the, I mean, can you hear me? I'm really sorry, because I'm hearing a lot of echo and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, we hear you fine, Deepak.
All right, okay. So the announcement is, we have completed the first phase of blockchain upgrade, the current ecosystem. So it's been done successfully. And what do I mean by the first stage is we upgraded all our mining nodes, which we I mean all the mining nodes we have, and even some of our full nodes, and we tested it very thoroughly. It went well actually. So it's been resolved. We are in version 0.13.3 LTC version. Yeah, and the phase 2 will be followed in next week. Where we are contacting exchanges and ask them to update their full nodes to the latest 13 version, and then we'll release, after that we release QT to all the users. So we just want to make sure it goes smoothly. So we are doing in a phase by phase. Probably in 15 days, next 15 days, next 2 weeks. I mean, it will be completed. So yeah, that's the announcement. Yeah.
Okay, anything else you got there, Deepak? I've got one more question, and this is for Akash. The question from Sammy is, will the voting be a manual process? Meaning, does it have to be initiated by wallet owners? So if you could step through how we're going to implement the voting process within the wallets, I think that's going to be very helpful.
Yeah. So in the Qt wallet, what will happen is we will be implementing a new opcodes actually to get the voting done, and the voting for delegates would be different from the voting for the miners done by the delegates. So when we talk about voting for the delegates by the regular users, what will happen is each UTXO will be able to specify which delegate it wants to vote for, right? So as I mentioned in the beginning, this is just like Bitcoin, where there's no user identifier, but there are just UTXOs which are associated to a pseudo anonymous address, right? So each UTXO would be able to vote for whichever delegate they want to, right? So what this will allow us to do is, in a very neat way, with each transaction that the user does, he will have the option to specify whether he also wants to vote for a delegate. If he doesn't want to vote, he doesn't have to specify, and all of this would be configurable in the Qt wallet. And what I mean by that is the user can specify on what parameters he wants to, vote for the delegate. So parameters could be something like lower latency, higher stake, or things of that nature. So that's the voting for delegates, and this will be done by Qt wallet, and it will have an auto configuration option to specify for each transaction that the user does.
So is there any chance, Akash, sorry, is there any chance that could also be implemented in the Android or iOS wallets?
Right now, we are planning only for the Qt wallet, but yeah, that's something definitely we can explore in the future. We can have a web interface that connects back to the Qt wallet. It makes the same transactional calls. So that's something that's definitely doable. It's just that we have to explore it in the future.
Okay, perfect. I think that answers the question. Thank you. Deepak, have you got anything else? Because we'll move on to the next topic here. And I know it's getting late for some of our people there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good from, we are good from outside. So yeah, that's it,
Patty, any other questions come through? Okay, thank you, everybody. Thanks for staying up late and appreciate it.
Thank you.